All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been going through a series of video presentations that I'm creating based off of, well, for the Rankin Technical College AWD 1000 Web Development Technologies class, and these are from the Mozilla Developer Network, and it's on learning web page design. And I'm in the middle of the HTML section here, and what we're told to do right here is to take this right here and pretty much make it look like this. Now, I can just go in and click the show solution, which would be just fine. But what I've done is I've decided to bring it in up here. And this will become I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do this, my H1. So that's my main heading at the top, quick hummus recipe. And then it looks like next we've got here a paragraph. And again, I'm just going to pretty this up just so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. All right, so there's the end of that paragraph. And it looks like then we've got another paragraph. And we'll end that. And yet another paragraph with just the word ingredients in there. And again, you already know this. We've talked about this before. But the list of ingredients doesn't really have a rhyme or reason to it. In other words, the order does not matter. So we'll make this an unordered list. Okay, so there's the beginning. There's the end. And we're going to put LIs in front of each one of these. Oops. Okay. And while we're at it, just because it's what we're going to do next anyway, so let's just put them here as well. All right, and then our ending LI tags. Whoops, I guess this one's going to be moved over. Oops. And I'm just going to put these in the same places. All right, for the instructions, looks like it'll be another paragraph. And then we're going to have an ordered list here. All right, then we're going to have these look like, at least, these are all paragraphs. So let me surround each one of these with a paragraph tag. Now this may not be exactly the way they've done it in their thing. I don't know because I haven't looked at it yet. So we're just about finished here. So let's see. Let's end this paragraph. In fact, let's grab these two things here. Again, hopefully you can see we're just about finished. So, oops. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of that stuff. I'm going to go back into my web page. I'm going to remove this stuff with his things to see in St. Louis. So that's all gone. And I'm going to replace it with this. So let's take a look at it before we even look at how they solved it, so to speak, in the book. So there it is. Quick, easy hummus recipe, what it is. There's the ingredients in an unordered list. There's the instructions in an ordered list. So let's see if indeed that's the way that they did it in here. So show solution. H1, paragraph, paragraph, in paragraph, which they bolded, which is fine. Maybe they made that in H2. Probably they did. So let's go back and change all those to H2s. So we've got ingredients, instructions, storage. Okay, those three things. So for the ingredients, let's make it like an H3. Instructions. And storage. Let's save. Let's go back to our I Love Mo. There it is. And let's refresh. And you'll notice that these are now, and it looks like I didn't end my bolding there, so we'll have to do that. Or end my H3 tag. So let's double check that. Yep, it's got a P in there. So refresh, and there it's fixed. Okay, so I think it looks pretty much the way they wanted it to look in the example. They used an H2, I used an H3. That's fine. All right, nesting lists. Guess what? I already showed you an example of that. We took that ordered list that we had with, or the unordered list that we had with things to see in Missouri, and I put an ordered list of the instructions of how to get from Rankin Technical College in Wentzville to Busch Stadium. Okay, so it was, we did this. We, instead of an UL within an OL, I put an OL within a UL. Okay, all right. Emphasis and importance. We've talked a little bit about this. The M tag is used for emphasis. All right, and it has been changed in the past. You used an I tag, which is less typing, one less letter to type. But the I tag, you weren't ever sure it was going to exactly be shown or presented, is a better way of putting it, in the same way when you are using a reader for the blind. So use M, don't ever use I. For strong importance, use strong, don't ever use B, for the same kind of reason. All right, so they want us to come in here and make some examples. You can look at the solution here. So they've added, some strong stuff in here. Totally fine. All right. They mention here then, as we get down towards the bottom, the elements we've discussed so far have clear-cut associated semantics, whereas the B, the I, and the U are more complicated. Again, it says elements like that, which only affect presentation and not semantics, are known as presentational elements and should no longer be used. So don't use B, don't use I, don't use U. They've been redefined. All right, so use I. I'm sorry, don't use I and don't use B and don't use U. All right, it says it's likely appropriate to use these to convey a meaning when there is no more suitable element. Well, I don't know if that's actually ever true. All right. So let's see. It says if we want, before we go on, you can always go through these yourselves, test your skills. I'm not going to run through this stuff. I'm already making just tons of these videos, and I'm just not going to have enough time if I continue on like that. So I've now done 1, 2, 3, the first 3 in here. I believe this one was the HTML text fundamentals, correct? So I'd like to get as many of the rest of these 6 here done, really these 1, 2, 3, 4 done as I possibly can in here. I'm not going to do this marking up a letter and structuring a page of content, at least right now. Maybe I'll change my mind. We'll see. But next, I'm going to go into creating hyperlinks. So that's next up. Be back with that shortly.